The algorithm was never wrong. That was the problem. The algorithm never failed. The people did. That's when people stopped moving. 1. The city. There was once a city that ran on a single rule: never be wrong. Its leaders had built a system that processed every variable, weighted every risk, delivered answers with a certainty no human mind could produce. Even marriages needed permission. Not from family, not from elders, from the algorithm. And the algorithm was never wrong. In the first decade, the city flourished. In the second, it stabilized. In the third, something else disappeared. 2. The man who asked. Sometime in the fourth decade, a young architect named Soren submitted a proposal. He wanted to build a plaza irregular in shape with no clear function. No optimized benches. No traffic-studied fountains. Just space. Crooked, purposeless space. The algorithm reviewed it in 0.3 seconds. Rejected. No measurable return on land use. Soren sat with the notice for a long time. He realized it was the first decision he had questioned in years. He could not remember the last time he had made one of his own. 3. The meeting. Once a month, the city's directors gathered. They were brilliant people, educated, capable of extraordinary judgment. The meetings lasted 11 minutes. Not because the decisions were simple, because there was nothing to decide. Vera, the oldest director who had served before the algorithm existed, kept a notebook from those earlier years. It was full of crossed-out lines, margins crammed with competing logic, entire pages of ideas that had been wrong. One morning, she opened it before the meeting, read one page, closed it quickly, as if it might still argue back. She told herself she had improved since then. Not once in 12 years had anyone disagreed. 4. The river. In the Eastern District, there was a river that had once flooded every spring. The old residents remembered. Sandbags, evacuation routes, the smell of wet earth, arguments about fault, arguments about what to do. Children who grew up watching their parents make hard calls with incomplete information. The algorithm solved the flooding in year 2. Permanent barriers, rerouted channels, a river made safe, predictable, and the older residents noticed this, but did not say it aloud smaller somehow. The flooding had not returned. Neither had the fish. No one remembered when they stopped noticing. 5. Soren builds, anyway. 3 months after the rejection, Soren did something the algorithm had not predicted. He built the plaza anyway. Private land. No city funds. No approval. 8 weekends alone. The result was strange. A cracked concrete corner. A patch of gravel. One uneven bench facing nothing. City inspectors came, found no violations. Found also no category for what it was. The algorithm had called this land non-priority terrain. It was the only place in the city where the wind still moved without being measured. 6. The girl who didn't go home. The plaza had been standing for 1 season, when a girl named Inez stopped there on her way home from school. She sat on the uneven bench. She had received the algorithm's recommendation that morning. Which school to attend, which program to enter, which career path had the highest probability of success. It was almost certainly correct. She sat on the bench for a long time. Then she walked home not the optimized route. The longer way, the wrong way. She arrived 12 minutes late. Her mother asked what happened. It was the first time Inez didn't have a better answer. 7. Vera's notebook. That night, Vera opened the notebook again. She read slowly this time. All the bad ideas, the wrong calls, the arguments she had lost in rooms full of people who disagreed with her. She had been ashamed of these pages for years. Now she read them differently. Every crossed-out line had sharpened the next one. Every failed argument had exposed something she hadn't considered. Every mistake had been a door. The algorithm had closed all the doors. Not violently, not with intention. It had simply made doors unnecessary. They removed the question entirely. 8. the new variable. A generation later, the city faced something the algorithm had not encountered before. Not a flood, not a failure. A decision no one agreed on. The algorithm processed it for 6 hours. Then it delivered an answer. The directors read it, nodded, signed. The answer was correct. Everyone agreed. Nothing happened. Not because the answer was wrong, because no one could remember how to be the one who moved first. They had each privately felt that something was missing some layer of judgment. The answer hadn't accounted for, but they had not exercised that judgment in 30 years. They no longer trusted it. They no longer trusted themselves to know whether to trust it. So they waited. Correctly. And nothing happened. Nay. What was lost? The algorithm was never wrong. That was the problem. Not because accuracy is dangerous, because a city that is never wrong stops learning how to be wrong well. It forgets how to recover. It forgets how to argue. It forgets that the distance between right and wrong is where most of life actually happens. Soren's Plaza was still standing. By every measurable standard, a failure. It was also the only place in the city where something the algorithm had not scheduled kept occurring. Inez, now an adult, still sometimes walked the long way home. She never explained why. Some things do not survive being explained. Then, what decision have you been waiting for something or someone to confirm? Not because you don't know the answer, because you've stopped trusting that your answer is enough. The algorithm was never wrong. That was the problem. Somewhere in your life right now, there is a plaza waiting to be built. The ground is uneven. That hasn't stopped you before.